Imagine standing in a place where the earth itself seems to breathe, where steaming jets of water erupt from the ground, painting the sky with shimmering mist. Welcome to Yellowstone National Park, home to some of the most spectacular geysers on the planet. Today we're diving into the science, history, and sheer wonder of these geothermal marvels, exploring what makes Yellowstone's geysers so unique and why they captivate millions of visitors every year. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is a geyser? A geyser is a rare kind of hot spring that periodically erupts, shooting hot water and steam into the air. This happens because of a unique combination of geology, heat, and water deep beneath the Earth's surface. Yellowstone sits atop a massive volcanic hotspot, a place where molten rock, or magma, lies unusually close to the crust. This heat source is the engine that powers the park's geysers, hot springs, and other geothermal features. In fact, Yellowstone is home to over 10,000 geothermal sites, including about 500 geysers, more than half of all the geysers in the world. So, how does a geyser work? Picture a natural plumbing system underground. Water from rain and snow seeps into the earth, collecting in underground reservoirs. As this water gets closer to the magma, it heats up, sometimes reaching temperatures well above boiling. But here's the catch. The water doesn't always boil right away. Deep underground, the pressure from the weight of the water and rock above keeps it in a liquid state, even at extremely high temperatures. This superheated water is trapped in narrow channels or chambers, building up pressure until it can't be contained anymore. When the pressure finally releases, the water flashes into steam, forcing a powerful jet of water and vapor to erupt through the surface. That's the dramatic explosion we see in a geyser eruption. Yellowstone's most famous geyser, Old Faithful, is the perfect example of this process. Erupting roughly every 90 minutes, Old Faithful has been a reliable performer for centuries, shooting water up to 180 feet into the air. Its predictability comes from the consistent size and shape of its underground plumbing, which allows pressure to build and release in a regular cycle. But not all geysers are as predictable. Some, like Steamboat Geyser, the world's tallest active geyser, can go years between eruptions, only to suddenly unleash torrents of water soaring over 300 feet high. This unpredictability adds to the thrill of witnessing a geyser in action. The science behind Yellowstone's geysers is tied to the park's unique geology. About 640,000 years ago, a massive volcanic eruption created the Yellowstone caldera, a giant crater roughly 40 miles wide. This caldera is part of what makes Yellowstone a geological hotspot. The magma chamber beneath the park is still active, fueling the geothermal activity we see today. The park's location also sits at the intersection of tectonic plates, where the Earth's crust is thinner, allowing heat to rise more easily. Combine this with an abundant supply of groundwater from the park's rivers and snowfall, and you've got the perfect recipe for geysers. But Yellowstone's geysers aren't just about science. They're also a window into the planet's history. The park's geothermal features have been active for thousands of years, shaping the landscape and the lives of those who lived here. Native American tribes like the Shoshone and Blackfoot revered these areas as sacred, often associating the steaming springs and geysers with spiritual power. Early European explorers like John Coulter in the early 1800s described Yellowstone's wonders with a mix of awe and disbelief, calling it a land of fire and brimstone. It wasn't until Yellowstone became the world's first national park in 1872 that scientists began studying these features in earnest, unraveling the mysteries of the Earth's inner workings. One fascinating aspect of Yellowstone's geysers is the role of extremophiles, microorganisms that thrive in the scalding, mineral-rich waters of hot springs and geyser pools. These tiny life forms are some of the most ancient organisms on Earth, offering clues about how life might have begun in extreme environments billions of years ago. Scientists studying these microbes have even found enzymes used in DNA research, showing how Yellowstone's geysers contribute to modern science beyond their geological spectacle. Not all geysers are created equal, though. Each has its own personality. Take Grand Geyser, for example, which can erupt for up to 12 minutes, creating a mesmerizing display of water and rainbows. Or Beehive Geyser, named for its cone-shaped vent, which produces a high-pitched roar as it erupts. Then there's Castle Geyser, with its fortress-like cone built from centuries of mineral deposits. These differences come from variations in their underground structures, water supply, and heat sources, making each geyser a unique natural phenomenon. Yellowstone's geysers also remind us of the delicate balance of nature. Human activity, like drilling or development, can disrupt the fragile plumbing systems underground, potentially silencing a geyser forever. In the past, some geysers were damaged by visitors throwing objects into their vents, clogging the delicate channels. Today, park rangers work tirelessly to protect these features, ensuring future generations can witness their beauty. Climate change also poses a threat, as shifting precipitation patterns could affect the water supply that feeds geysers. As we explore Yellowstone's geysers, it's hard not to feel a sense of wonder at the raw power of our planet. These eruptions are a reminder that the Earth is alive, constantly shifting and reshaping itself. Standing near a geyser, you can feel the ground tremble, hear the hiss of steam, and watch as water defies gravity in a dazzling display. It's a humbling experience, connecting us to the forces that have shaped our world for millions of years. So, next time you hear about Yellowstone, think beyond the bears and the buffalo. Picture the geysers, nature's own fireworks, powered by the Earth's molten heart. They're a testament to the beauty and complexity of our planet, a place where science and spectacle collide. Whether it's the steady rhythm of Old Faithful or the unpredictable fury of Steamboat, Yellowstone's geysers invite us to marvel at the wonders beneath our feet. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the heart of Yellowstone. Until next time, keep exploring the incredible world around us.